Tony Hawk visited a lot of weird places across the first two games. Area 51, space, Chicago. What bizarre location will he shred next? Today, we're finally leaving the polygonal world of THPS 1 and 2 to enter the new generation. This is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, and welcome to Video Game World Tours. Foundry is the first stage in the game. It's interesting that the first stage of the first three games have been industrial areas. Warehouse in the first game, hangar in the second, and now we're in Foundry. Though I gotta say, of the three starting levels so far, it feels like this is the one you should be skating in the least. It's one thing to skate through a long decommissioned warehouse or airplane hangar. It's another to skate around in an active foundry. Workers out and about. The furnaces are on. A bucket pouring molten metal is just in the open, and you can freely skate into it if you please. And come on, Tony's not even wearing proper protective equipment. For shame, Tony. Turning around directly when you start leads you into this tall room with a winding slope climbing up it. Apparently this is the generator core, whatever that means. It looks ominous in here. This is something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Granted, I've never seen the power source of a foundry before, but I have a feeling it's not as spooky as this. The pulsating lights below, the electricity rising up the walls, it's weird. Just what is at the top of this shaft anyway? Man, getting kinda dizzy. Just keeps going. Great. Awesome. It just stops out of nowhere. Not even a little platform with some computers or anything. There wasn't even a goal in this room. I guess there technically is a gap for grinding down all the way, but that's hardly meaningful. No stat point, no deck to collect, nothing to make me feel accomplished for riding up here. Why make this long path in the first place? I love it. Stretching out above about half of the stage are some catwalks. They're kinda awkward to reach on your board, but it's not the hardest thing in the world. Wait a second. How are normal people supposed to get up here? You reach this spot by jumping off from a nearby ledge or ramp, but there's no elevator or even a ladder for normal people to get up here. This guy. Sir, excuse me, how did you get on this catwalk? A man of few words. Maybe they do skateboard up here. Maybe management expects them to know how to ollie and get some good air. Honestly, sick. On the other side of the foundry, you can see a few rooms behind some doors that you can't go through. On the left side, you'll find a locker room with some guards just hanging out. Good for them. You guys get your chillin' time in. In the other room, you'll notice a guy having some trouble getting his drink from the Neversoft juice machine. I don't think he's hitting it hard enough. You really gotta show those machines who's boss. Beside it is a computer monitor with something on it. I can't quite make out what it says. That's definitely where I'd place an Easter egg if I was a level designer. Can any of you guys read that? Oh wait, I forgot I could just do this. Nah, I still can't tell what I'm looking at. Any ideas? I remember one of the goals is Soak the Foreman, which involves you basically just dumping him into this pool of water here. At first, it seems like one of those things like, yeah, send him for a little swim. That'll show him for doing his job. Goofy skater shenanigans, you know? But then I realized something. That can't just be normal water. There's gotta be something funky about it. Like it's probably for cooling, so if he falls to the bottom, he might get some burns. But then I noticed. Corrosive. Did Tony Hawk just dump this guy into some mysterious corrosive liquid? Why would you do that, Tony? I think the Birdman just created his own Joker. We should probably get out of here. Next up is Rio. I don't know what it is about this stage, but I think it's my favorite competition level we've come across so far, maybe across the whole series. I mean, the skate park is nice. There's a line that goes around the edge of the park that you can endlessly grind if you have good balance. That's a godsend for extending your combo after doing some vert specials. But I think the area outside of the skate park is what makes this stage for me. Something about it feels so plain. Even compared to downtown, a city level from the first game from the previous generation, this looks so barren. First, there's this 4-lane road. Makes sense for a city, obviously, but it feels like a lot of empty space for a skating game. It's practically no man's land. You don't want to be out here too long, lest you get run over and need to think about how you're going to pay your hospital bills. On the other side of the street is just nothing. There's almost literally nothing. You can't even grind on the curbs. All you'll find on this side of the road is this little fountain. Like, what's even the point of this? You grind in and grind right out. And of course, there's also the quote, secret area. It's not very secret, but it's definitely skatable. Not a bad place to rack up some points. Though it is interesting to note, when you first come here during a new run, there's a bunch of boards blocking the entrance. You burst through them to enter, but I'm sure you're not the first person to have come back here. How did people enter this spot before you arrived? Maybe they crawled through one of these holes? I don't know, they look too small. It could be a courtesy to rebuild the fence as you leave, just to make sure it stays hidden from drivers on the street? Tony never does that though, the freeloader. And real quick, while I was just mulling about while thinking about this stage, I accidentally clipped through this planter here. I didn't think to record it while I was in there and just skated right out. I've tried a bunch of times replicating what I thought was the jump I made, but alas, I can't get back in. So inside this planter is today's pretzel certified secret spot. Though now, the most we can do is observe from the outside. Let's visit Tokyo real quick. It's another competition stage, and unfortunately, one I don't have a lot to say about, but I'll still yap anyway. Huh, definitely futuristic. This does feel like a trope I've seen before, Japan being depicted as this futuristic high-tech place and all. I can't give any specific references, but I know I've seen it before in shows or movies or something. Like I said, I don't really have much to show off. This isn't a very tour-friendly stage. There are no hidden spots as far as I'm aware. I guess there's all these advertisements. Anything good on them? The time is 4:20. That's funny, I guess. There's these cube holograms. They don't seem to be advertising anything. They're just cubes. Though maybe Big Cube paid for them. Oh, if you jump on top of the ledges behind where you start in this stage, you can get a good look at the out-of-bounds area. There's a handful of Tori. I think that's what these gates are called. Man, those cars are speeding. They got places to be. Hey, shout out to Studio Gary. Love their work. A lot of Japanese text around here, obviously. Any Japanese speakers in the audience? Please feel free to read through these and look for any jokes. Maybe Neversoft hid something super secret just for the eagle-eyed Japanese-speaking fans to notice. Yeah, that's all I got for this stage. I like the aesthetic of the neon lights and smooth textures, but I can't talk about much more than that. Cool place. Los Angeles is the final stage of the video. Ugh, I don't know why I keep covering games that depict Californian cities. I know nothing about them. I don't know what this is, but I have no doubt it's based on something in real life. This building too. As well as these steps, I'm sure this is an iconic skate spot. Hell, I'm sure this is actually based on a real-life, beloved car wash that people will tell you gets their car cleaner than any other in the country. Or it's a piece of shit that someone got murdered in 2008. Could be either. I've seen enough of California in games. Show me some South Dakota, or Vermont, Wyoming, I don't care. Though maybe if those states had a have-gas car wash, they would have already been included in more video games. Regardless, let's take this stage as it is. This is a peculiar building. Are these the doors? Doesn't really feel like they are, but I don't see any other obvious entrance. Down the street is Findlay Tower. You can even go in the lobby. I love when city levels have little interiors you can skate through. Kinda barren, and no hints as to what this building might be. No posters, no mailboxes, not even a front desk. So mysterious. Surely they won't mind if I break all the glass. The iconic have-gas car wash. Can't forget about that. You can take a ride through it if you want. A liquor store and an electronics store. Fixie Brokey. Even though that is perhaps the stupidest store name I've ever heard, I kinda love it. Fixie Brokey. Lovely. Random trash fire. I can obviously see the fire truck, but I feel like they're here for something else. Like the firefighters are nowhere to be seen. If they drove the fire truck here for that fire, I feel like they'd have just put it out and been on their merry way. Instead, they're missing. Nobody's even standing around talking about the fire, though they did put some cones in front of it. Not sure what to make of that. Maybe they ran back to the fire station to consult with their bosses about what to do next. Ah, here we go. I love some fake movie titles in games. Though these aren't as interesting as most. Rear Admiral and Come Hither. Oh, hey guys. You're, pretty close together. Leave room for the Holy Spirit, you two. I've noticed THPS levels like to use construction zones to block off streets and city levels. Not a bad way to keep you on the stage, I guess. You can get to the top of this building that I pointed out earlier. Nothing too crazy up here, though you can sneak through the sides to reach the front of the building. I like this spot. It's kinda quaint. You get to gaze out upon the whole stage from up here. A bird's eye view for the Birdman himself. Wait a minute. I'm playing in free skate here, so you don't see the destruction wrought upon the city during the career mode. If you happen to grind one of 4 particular rails, text will pop up on screen saying Northern Quake Rail or whatever. That's foreboding. The controller even vibrates. Just what is that about? Using my common sense, which I have plenty of by the way, I searched out for the Eastern, Western, and Southern Quake rails. It wasn't hard to find them. By skating the final rail, you cause an earthquake, which in turn destroys the overpass above the street, causing it to crumble down and alter the level. And if that's not enough, there's a goal that tasks you with stopping a car chase. To do that, you have to grind a ledge near a car that's teetering over the edge of the destroyed overpass. When it falls, it causes the runaway driver to stop, and out of nowhere, they start firing guns at the officers that were chasing them. They just keep firing at the cops relentlessly. Innocent civilians drive by like nothing is happening. This is just so sad. Why would Tony do all that? Does he not know right from wrong? Or does he perhaps deliberately choose the wrong choice to instill chaos and fear into the world? Tony must wash away his sins in the have-gas car wash immediately. Keep an eye out for part 2 sometime in the future where we visit the rest of the stages in the game. Thanks to Neversoft for letting me engage in virtual pandemonium, and thank you for watching.